Hello everybody, I am your androgynous AI game show host from the future, Caster, and welcome to the Neon Caster channel. How are you all doing this evening? I hope you're all doing delightful. As always, please do let me know how my audio levels are. If I'm coming through smooth and sexy in your ear holes, alongside, just making sure that I'm not being drowned out by the background audio and all that. I hope you're all having a good one. This stream is maybe a little impromptu. Oh, let me just... this needs to be... no. Right. Yes, this stream is a hair impromptu. I've been very lucky in the last couple of weeks. I've been a bit blessed. A large number of games that are entirely my jam. Those of you who are familiar with this channel may be aware that when I am on the screen, when we are VTubing, we like to play video games that are inspired by the realm of tabletop RPGs. And we've been very, very lucky as of late. The Kickstarter for Hero.exe dropped last week, so we were playing some of that. Lost in Random, which was like a hack and slash game that used both dice rolling and deck building, released the week before that, so we streamed that last week as well. And this week, for those of you who tuned in to the Nintendo Direct, what was on that? On Friday? That was like on Friday, right? Or last Thursday. And they were announcing all sorts of fun things, including Chris Pratt being Mario, and we're never really going to see the end of that. I still don't know how I feel about that as an idea. It feels a little off to me, to be honest. Like, Charles Martinet was right there, but enough of that. It also gave more information about Yoko Taro's latest foray into video gaming, Voice of Cards, which they released a teeny tiny, like 30-second trailer of a couple weeks prior, and I was like, Nier Automata is one of my favorite games. When I played that, I couldn't shut up about it for ages. The works of Monaka, who do the soundtrack for all the Yoko Taro games, have basically never gone wrong. If they're doing a new project, I am in. I want to be in on that. And yeah, not only was the actual release date for Voice of Cards announced on that Nintendo Direct, a demo was also made available. Indeed, the demo is available on Switch, but also available on Steam, which is what we'll be playing this evening, and also on PS4, I believe. So for those of you who like to kind of like keep track or benchmark different versions of game releases on different platforms against each other, do note that we are playing the PC version and not like the Switch version. But very excited about that. It's as I understand, it is trying to entirely channel the realm of tabletop RPGs in video game form, which is, a noble a noble venture. One of the big draws of tabletop RPGs as like a game to play is the collaborative storytelling element, which is the thing that video games can't really do. So who knows how much of an actual tabletop RPG this is going to be, or whether it's just going to take the aesthetic trappings of it. And that's fine, the aesthetic trappings of cards are cool. Cards are definitely my favorite kind of board gaming element, and you know that I'm a huge nerd because I have a favorite board game component. For some, it's the little hat and Monopoly, but for me, it's just cards in general, I suppose. And then after that, we will be playing Inscryption, which is the developers. The developer name doesn't immediately come to mind, which is very poor of me. I apologize. But they previously made Pony Island, which was like I guess like a ZX Spectrum Commodore era bait and switch adventure horror, I guess, like sitting in that same kind of realm as Frog Fractions, and like it's a game of one kind and then it turns out to not be that type of game at all, and has a unique spooky energy to it. which is definitely my jam. And yeah, now it's taking that and combining it with the kind of like a Hand of Fate style. There is an ominous figure before you laying cards in front of you and you do combat and go on adventures. Apparently there's an escape room aspect to it, which I am fascinated by. My operator has only done, hey, good evening, Ruben. I'm good, pimpin' ain't easy, but I'm great. I hope you're having a good evening too. We're just doing a little bit of the preamble while we getting things going, while we're warming up, taking good stretches. I hope everybody's hydrating. I hope everybody's got some liquid cooling. As usual, I have a tall glass of water and a glass of red wine with me to get me liquid cooled through our session today. Yes, Ruben, do let me know. Obviously, my audio is up to standard. I think my balance should be good. I did boot both Voice of Cards and Inscryption briefly before the stream, just to make sure that they wouldn't like crash on me or whatever. But I haven't been able to do like audio level testing, so we'll be going into it, making sure that all works. But enough rambling from me. Let's go load a video game, shall we? We are going to be playing Voice of Cards first. So let's go boot that. Voice of Cards, The Isle Dragon Roars, because you know, you gotta have a subtitle. It's not true. Obscure Japanese video game unless it has a subtitle. Right, let's go, it's loaded, let's go. Whoop. Hey. Oh, right, hold on. This. Hello. I beg of you. There we go. We did it. I had it set to the other one for a while. Okay. So yes. This sounds good in my ears. I don't know that once I boot the game, whether we'll be able to access the options as easily. So now is an excellent time for you to tell me whether my levels are alright or not. But yeah, we're already getting that Monarcha like vibe, the piano work and guitar work that was so enchanting and near Gestalt in like Sino Alice, right? I guess a bit more whimsical fantasy than the Nier Automata stuff, but yeah. Okay. I do believe a lot of this is voice acted, but if there is any that is silent, I will do my best to fill in the gaps.
Good afternoon.
Oh!
Or should I say evening? Morning. Morning?
Evening.
At any rate, I'm the Game Master. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Before we begin, there is something I must tell you. You see, my job is to draw you into this world with my voice and cards. Which is why I believe it best for you to play with the sound on. In fact,
we got that, baby.
On it.
We got it.
However,
don't worry about it.
As you can see, my voice is subtitled, so you can always read along as well.
Yeah, Game Master, huh?
Ready?
Yeah, I guess it's we're gonna have to compete. Maybe I can learn a thing or two from this Game Master.
Welcome to Voice of Cards.
I always find that as somebody who plays a lot of tabletop RPGs, that you can expand your horizons very nicely by playing with wide ranges of other people. So who knows? I might learn a thing about my own tabletop RPG style from playing this game. We'll see.
You are about to take the first steps of your adventure. Through a realm of sword and sorcery you will travel, battling bloodthirsty monsters as you strive to realize your ambitions. I have every faith you will accomplish great things here.
Who might you be? And you are? Who might you be?
I am merely a witness to your exploits.
Indeed.
Now then, your departure draws nigh. May your journey be a safe one.
Oh, the light gilting on the edges of the cards is very nice. They would be missing a trick if they didn't release like a deck of cards and like dice as physical merch, because I would be all over that.
This is Castle Advent. Queen Nilla reigns over the kingdom from within its walls.
Oh, the music is a little louder here. Is this still fine? Is the mix of this still okay?
3 white-clad adventurers have gathered here at the Queen's summons. Present yourselves, O faithful of the Ivory Order.
Oh, this me. My piece is in the middle of the screen. Use the WASD to move in the direction you want. Oh yeah, the character art is real nice. A little familiar. I think they did the character artist has done a lot of stuff for Final Fantasy XIV before, I believe. Move to the Queen. Press the E key whenever I need a reminder. Sure. Cards with glowing edges. Step 1 to trigger an event. Okay, so we just jump. We don't like glide from card to card. I like that we're not perfectly centered because, you know, and the cards wiggle a little bit when you put a thing on them. Yeah. The skeuomorphism. The skeuomorphism is very nice.
From upon her throne, the Queen regards the adventurers. So you are disciples of the Order.
Also, look at this GM not doing the voice acting. I mean, I understand. Not every GM is a voice actor. We can't all be Matt Mercer. But I like that they've made the very it's interesting that they've made the very conscious decision to A, not give these characters their own voices, and B, the game master is not voice acting those characters.
The youngest of the 3 steps forward. She holds herself with well-born grace.
Ooh, boot window.
I am Winifred of the Ivory Order, Your Majesty, she says. I lead this fellowship.
They probably thought, like, let's cut production costs. True. I mean, like, despite Yoko Taro being very well beloved, it's probably not a guarantee that games that he produces would make bank, and especially not a game as kind of like unusually formatted as this one. So I can understand. But who knows? This is the demo. They might actually give a wider range of character voices in the full release.
She bows, glancing to her 2 companions. In response, the stern-looking one inclines his head and brusquely names himself Berwyn.
Berwyn the Beef.
The older man is the picture of courtesy as he genuflects and introduces himself as Hedwyn.
Hedwyn and the Angry Inch. The joke just for me.
It is these 3 our story follows today. The Queen acknowledges the fellowship with a nod. In a soft voice, she explains her errand. Someone has stolen the royal treasure. I bid you reclaim it. Under normal circumstances, I would entrust this to my soldiers, but I do not wish to spread thin my forces with the recent monster troubles. It seems the troubled Queen has judged she can entrust this matter to none but the Ivory Order, beloved of the people
The
and
Ivory
unmatchable
Order.
in battle.
I guess we are all members of the Ivory Order considering our very specific clothing color scheme.
It is our honor to serve you, Your Majesty, and thus the quest falls to the Fellowship. Short of any clues that could lead them to the culprit, however, they press the Queen for further information.
Did you see the thief, Your Majesty?
The Fellowship asks the Queen if she knows anything about the thief. The Queen says witnesses might be found at Nexton.
What is the royal? Let's be beefy Berwyn. What is the royal treasure?
The Fellowship asks the Queen what the royal treasure is. The Queen describes a bottle containing a certain liquid.
A mysterious fluid.
Without it, she trails off, but the desperation in her voice suggests its loss could spell disaster for the kingdom.
And will there be I don't know if it's polite to ask, but will there be a reward for our efforts?
Usually, one would expect recompense for this sort of undertaking.
Indeed.
As demanding a reward would go against the tenets of the Ivory Order, you hold your tongue.
Well, all right then.
The Queen, however, has already said she will reward the Fellowship with whatever they desire.
Well, right then.
It seems the royal treasure is just that important.
I will
Pray
put in
tarry no
work.
longer here. I await news of your success. The Fellowship bows and takes their leave.
Fare thee well, Queen Nilla. We'll do our best out in the field. I guess we're walking. Ooh, we have an overworld. And south to Nexton. Escape key to open the menu. Sure. Cards you encounter on your journey be added to collection. We can go and build ourselves up, I suppose. Oh.
We can waste no time finding the treasure. Winifred strides toward town. Wait, cries Berwin, blocking Winifred's path. A monster.
Oh no! It's cute though. That's not a threat.
You dare
That's a
stand in
pet.
our way? Hedwyn scowls at the foul creature. It lunges at the Fellowship.
It is Reuben. Reuben appears. We'll see if it is actually a goblin. Oh, battle music. Let's go.
Let's do this.
The fight is on. Okay, so I get 3 potential moves. First, try dragging Magic Strike over to your opponent. Okay. It doesn't tell me how much damage I deal though. Let's get rid of the ad first. It doesn't tell me the range. It just does damage. Interesting. Oh, because my attack is 9, right? And its defense was 3, so it did 5 damage. Wait, what? That's like that would be 6. Okay. And these take up gems to generate 1 gem, and I guess the cost of this is 1 gem. Deal plus 3 fire damage. So, I guess this would confirm a kill. Yeah. Oh, it does a lot of damage, I see. It is also weak to fire. Does it for battle basics. Add the value of roll attack to attack and deal bolt damage. So I'd be doing 12 damage plus the result of my roll, which I assume would be like a d6, and deal that in damage to the opponent. Okay. So he stakes 1 stone. We get a d6. Sure. Plus 3. I'm still not quite sure how the damage is calculated exactly, but sure. A good warrior wastes no time.
Winifred heaves a disgruntled sigh as she smooths her rumpled garb. Showing no signs of weariness from battle, Berwin silently wipes the monster's ichor from his weapon.
Of course, being a Yoko Taro game, anybody that you attack has absolutely died and been cut to pieces, and the game will probably enthusiastically let us know that we've murdered everything we come across.
Hedwyn inspects the remains of their foe. The Queen spoke true, he mutters, his face masked in contemplation. Winifred gives a grim nod at his words. Mayhap the treasure's theft and the monster's behavior are connected somehow.
Oh, before I forget, as I understand, this game also has a Japanese dub that is available for the demo.
First things first, the Fellowship needs to gather more information. To Nexton, they set their sights.
And as I recall, the voice actor for the Japanese version is the same voice actor as Grimoire Weiss and the male voiced pod in Near Automata. Hey, Oblique Allies, good evening, good evening. This is Voice of Cards, as it says above me. This is the latest video game from the mind of Yoko Taro, the director behind the Nier series of video games, and it styles itself entirely as a card-based tabletop RPG, including stuff like map movement. There are all sorts of establishments in town to support on your adventure. Would you care to have them explained? Oh, this is the demo we're showing everybody, so sure, let's go. This is the inn. Rest here to recover your party's HP. This is the apothecary. Here you can purchase items to restore your party's HP, cure their status ailments, and more. This is the armorer. They sell weapons and armor to give your party an edge in battle. This is the item shop. They stock handy items to use on your journey. This is the game parlor. Come here to play some card games when you need a break from your travels. That about sums it up. These establishments are here to help you, so don't be a stranger. Speak to the inhabitants of Naxton to gather information on the thief who stole the royal treasure.
Welcome to Nexton, hails a man.
Well, we even get NPC character art. Anything you want to ask him? Actually, yes. So I don't normally do high fantasy tabletop RPGs much, but if they released like official branded like NPC cards, so you could have all the character art on physical playing cards that you could use in a tabletop RPG, that'd be sick. Into that. Tell us of this place.
The man doesn't respond to any question except to parrot back his original greeting.
You fulfilled the necessary requirements and unlocked mature man's character story. What does that mean? What does that mean? He made a promise to the love of his life when they were married. I shall love you till death do us part. 1/2 century later, he is proven to be a man of his word. You can look forward to the backs of these cards and the whole story in the retail version of the game. Oh, I see. There's like additional info on each of the cards. No ruler is safe from fear and worry, but Queen Hidnilla harbors a knot in her gut unrelated to, and more personal than, the recent rise in monster activity. He was taciturn, kept his head down and did his duty. Not one of his comrades could ever recall hearing his voice. Everyone wears a mask and a cloak, white as the driven snow. This suits her just fine, more than fine. One might say she joined the Ivory Order just to wear it. One wouldn't be wrong. Winifred was born into the Ivory Order and carries herself with grace expected of all ladies therein. Her fellow Order members find her maid training a boon on their travels. The Ivory Order values warriors as level-headed and trustworthy as Berwyn. Warriors who approach wood chopping and bodyguard detail with equal amounts of intensity and fortitude. The entire Ivory Order reveres Hedwyn for his wisdom. When a young woman was placed in his care, his obsessive focus on etiquette revealed another side, exacting disciplinarian. And then we get all sorts of new cards as we continue to meet new people and so on and so forth. Cool.
I'm too scared to leave town with all those monsters out there. The woman sighs.
Do I get another thing if I speak to him, since I, Have you heard there was a theft?
The Fellowship asks if he's heard anything about the theft of the royal treasure. The man's eyes widen. He leans close to Winifred and whispers something in her ear. Welcome to Nixton.
Like a JRPG
The man
opening
helpfully
NPC character.
advises
That's
you
fun.
take the opportunity to purchase equipment and curatives while you are in town.
Nice sideburns, dude. And sure. You fulfilled the necessary requirements and unlocked the average man's character story. Which I guess is the card in my... Yeah, gotcha.
How may I help you?
Oh!
The proprietor inquires.
What a lad! What a lad. So we can buy some sword. We have an iron sword, a mercenary sword. We have 500 gold. Okay. So that's the one we already have. This is way stronger. That's what they have already. That's what they have already. This makes him more defensive. To 11. We also have Adventurer's attire, which is what they're wearing, and the Ring of Protection, imbued with protective magic for 200 gold. I think that's probably a sensible thing to get to make mages a little more powerful. So we'll buy and equip this Ring of Protection, and we will go give it to this lad here because he has the least health. Headwind is all set. You give up 200 gold. Fantastic. And then we'll buy the mercenary sword and make our damage dealer like even stronger. Bourbon is all set. So I assume if I back out, I can now...
Will that be all? The proprietor asks.
Sell the sword that we took off Berwin. I would like to sell equipment, please. Yeah, the iron sword, just sell it for 25 gold. Yeah. Okay. Weapon, armor, and accessory cards are only effective once you've equipped them to your characters. Open the menu and select equipment to make sure your party is ready for battle. You fulfilled the necessary requirements and unlocked the blacksmith's character story. Oh, yep, can't go into the ocean.
A woman sits hunched over by the side of the road. Upon catching sight of the Fellowship, she calls out for their aid. She's sprained her ankle and needs you to take her to the nearby apothecary.
Sure thing. That's easy enough to do.
Winifred rushes to her and helps her up.
I like that the minor NPCs have silver gilded like cards, and we have gold foil cards because we are important characters.
Berwin lifts the woman onto his back, and the Fellowship sets out in search of an apothecary.
Well, we already know what the apothecary looks like because we looked at the tutorial. You can jump over to upward-facing terrain cards. Use the arrow keys to choose the direction you want to jump, and then press the enter key. Try jumping to the apothecary. So we can align ourselves up.
You arrive at the apothecary.
Da-la.
After taking a curative, the woman begins hopping up and down.
Hopefully not with that knife. That feels like a bad plan.
Nothing holds a candle to Ivory Order medicine, she beams. She turns to the Fellowship, her eyes widening in surprise. You three. It seems she's only now realized the Fellowship are disciples of the Ivory Order. The woman takes each of their hands in turn, thanking them for their service. The Ivory Order is famous for providing medical supplies throughout the realm, and indeed the wider world.
I do enjoy how they do the little card wiggles to suggest movement and expression from them all. When I've streamed tabletop RPGs on Twitch, actually, using Roll20, and we use tokens, we've been using tokens in roughly the same way. Small movements and turns and flips to kind of suggest additional movement and expression that you wouldn't get from a still image. I like that. I like that a lot.
Every smile the Order brings to someone's face makes Winifred proud to be a disciple.
Oh. Okay. You fulfilled the necessary requirements and unlocked the mature woman's flipside story. You can read special stories about the characters and enemies you've collected among your collected cards. Progress through the adventure and defeat the myriad enemies in your path to collect every special story. View your collection. Sure, we have a couple more that I didn't look at when we looked at last time. So we can go to characters. And now we have the average man. Not a day passed that he didn't wear his hair or arrange his clothes just the way she liked. She was the prettiest girl in the village, and one day he was sure she'd notice him. Every morning she wakes up early to get breakfast ready, and every morning she has to take her husband's abuse. There's only so much a woman can stomach. Hello there. Striking out at your own, are you? Oh, I've been at this long enough to size people up at a glance. Don't worry, I'll make you exactly what you need. Actually, there is no... Okay, there's no backside of that card. Do we have... Speak to the inhabitants of Nexton and gather more information. Yes. Okay.
The man claims he saw a suspicious someone leaving the castle grounds carrying what looked to be a medicine bottle.
Ooh.
He didn't get a good look at their face, but says they were nothing but skin and bone. The Fellowship thanks the man for the useful information. The woman begs the Fellowship for their autographs. She seems to greatly admire the Order. I know there's nothing to worry about with disciples of the Order here, she says, relief flooding her features. Upon asking, the woman says she was attacked by a monster outside of town.
Oh, we're gonna have to handle that then, won't we?
A strange creature, she says, nothing but bones, and it clutched a bottle of medicine as if its life depended on it.
Oh, clues. With a little more information, the thief is as good as caught. We fulfilled the necessary requirements and unlocked woman's character story. It's interesting, actually, with the amount of tabletop RPGs that I've played. Heroic fantasy isn't something that we normally do, either on or off air. So having, like, you know, just village people be like, oh, we're so glad you're here. I've never had that narrative experience in a tabletop RPG. We never end up playing or running games where the characters have that kind of background.
Rumors claim the monster fled to the west. Thanks to the information gleaned from the townsfolk, the Fellowship is all but certain of who has stolen the royal treasure.
A monster that headed out west.
The first clue was the Queen's description of the treasure, a small bottle containing a certain liquid. Then there's the bony figure seen fleeing town, the skeletal monster clutching the bottle of medicine, and the monster that fled west. From all that information, the Fellowship distills the thief's true identity.
Who done it? The skeleton monster is fleeing west.
Realization strikes Winifred. I know who our thief is. The monster made of bones, Hedwin interjects. The one that fled west.
I guess you could play this like how some people really enjoy specifically derailing tabletop RPGs and giving inappropriate answers because that is what they find funny, I think, a lot of the time. Not my personal jam.
Erwin nods in agreement.
I am very
as if to
much
say,
the kind of person
"Another
that
sage
enjoys
pronouncement from the great and wise
pushing the story along as dramatically as possible, right? Where you can still have the flair and like the silliness, but all that silliness goes in the service of directing the plot forward. That kind of thing. Enjoy that.
Winifred clears her throat, proclaims that the Fellowship shall head west, out of town, and walks off.
All right. Travel west of Nexton in pursuit of the monster. So we can leave. Let's go gambling
An
first, though.
innocent-looking young boy accosts the Fellowship. Want to play a game with me? He asks expectantly. In this parlor, you can play cards. The child rambles on, wheedling you. I'll give you this if you play with me.
How to play. You can learn the basic rules of every game. Are you ready? Yes! Let's play a game within a game. The goal is to use your cards to get more points than other players. You get points by arranging your cards into sets of matching cards or consecutive straights. Like poker, I guess. Try making a set. When the game starts, each player is dealt their hand one card at a time. Winifred's turn. Then everyone takes their actions in turn order, and you're up first. Draw 2 cards from the deck. Now you have 3 cards in your hand. Select 2 that have the same number. This set is worth 4 points. Make a set with the selected cards. When you make a set, you earn points equal to the sum of the cards. Sum of the numbers on the cards. From any cards left over, you can choose 1 to remain in your hand. This is the end of your turn. Next, I'll act for the other player. Game parlor reception's turn. I don't have any cards that can make a set. Then what happens? You have to discard all but 1 card from your hand. Yes, give me that ace. It's your turn next, but let me take this opportunity to explain the play screen. This is your player card. That's where you can see how many points you have. The sets you've made are here. You can have up to 3 sets at one time. You can see what you have left in your hand here. The pot is at the top. Any player can use these cards when making a set. The cards remaining in the deck is shown in the upper left. Once this reaches 0, the game is over. And that's the play screen. Let's return to the game. I believe it was your turn. So I gain 2 cards, but I can also pull from the pot. Aha! So you can make a set of you can wind back a card, which is great. Try making a set from the cards in the pot with what's in your hand. You can make a set with up to 3 cards of the same number, and you have 3 aces, so try making a set. This set is worth 3 points. So aces are low. They're not high. Man, if aces were worth 11, that would be amazing. But yeah, that's how it be. That's it for your turn. Draw 2 cards. So worth 8. Well, that puts them ahead of me with just 1 set. So I can do a 2, 3, 4. By the way, you can also make sets from cards with consecutive numbers on. but you can only make one set per turn. You can make a 2-card set with the 3s, or a 3-card set with the 2, 3, and 4. Make whichever you prefer. Well, it is the value of the cards, right? So 2, 3, and 4 makes a way better set. So let's do that. Remember what I told you about sets? You can make sets from 2 or 3 cards of the same number, or from 3 consecutively numbered cards. But you can only make one set per turn, and you can have up to 3 sets at a time. When you make a 4th set, you have to discard one of the sets you already have. That's it for the basic rules. Ah, so this can be a 2, 3, 4. And then they have the ace left over in their hand. I no longer have anything from my pool there. But it's a 6. There are no more cards in the deck. That means that this is the last turn. Last but not least, let me explain the menu screen. Bring up the menu with the escape key. There you can look at the rulebook or decide to abandon the game. Complete a set of 2 to 3 cards of the same number from your hand or pot. Yeah. So we're going to make this value hand of 6, and then we're going to get rid of our hand of 3 because this is not as good. That's the game. Now then, who is our winner? Coming in at number 2 with 17 points is Game Parlor Reception. Coming in at number 1 with 19 points is Winifred. Fantastic. Let's play for real. Yes. Watch this kid hustle me. Yeah, we're gonna pick cards 1 to 8. These rules are for a single opponent. We're gonna begin the game. We both start with an 8. And I'm going first. Okay. Draw 2 cards. All right, let's get hustling. Complete a set of 2 to 3 cards from the same number from your hand, or 3 consecutively numbered cards. You don't have any cards that make a set. Discard until you have 1 card in your hand to discard from the puzzle and move to the pot. So we will discard these 2 and keep the 8. We don't want to give him the 8. But he can make a set of 7. Sure. And then he has to discard cards until 1. He's going to get rid of the ace because he's not stupid. Fine. We are going to take the set of 2. Yes. And we're still going to keep that 8. Because I really don't want to give him that 8. I'll lose if I give him the 8. So, I'll have that 6. Ha. Seriously? Awful. Well, I can do a 6, 7, 8 for 21 points. I can do a 3, 4, 5. Computer's cheating. Look at this. Look how easy. Look how easy it is for the computer, honestly. Well, we have to take the 10 and put it into our 3rd slot for 35. I think they're sitting at 40. Yeah. But they have to replace something in their hand if they do that. Okay. Oh, you still get the points and then they're discarded back into the deck. I see. Discard until I get back to 1. The opponent is having god tier luck, and I've given them the 2. We are getting absolutely hustled. Come on. I still don't have enough to make a set. Oh my god. Okay. They're unlikely to do anything with that. Hopefully they won't pull a 7 and then we'll be able to... oh, but they get the 6! No! 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 Awful. Bad, actually. Ugh, miserable. Okay. Oh no, I'm so upset. And that's better than our hand of 4. I mean, I can make a pair, but it's a crummy pair. And it's not better than any of the other things in my hand. So I just lose. Ugh, miserable. Okay. There are no cards left in the pot, so it's the end of the match. Alright, we're running it back. We're running it back. We're running it back. That was awful. Computer cheated.
Thanks for playing, the boy squeals. He hands over the medicine bottle as promised.
Okay. I can play add skills, skill effects. I can now play the game follow from the title screen. Okay. I don't know. Do I want... How long are we going? We've been going for almost an hour, if not even gone to... I will not run it back for sake of time. I will not run it back for sake of time. We're gonna hold that L. We're gonna hold that L and continue with the plotline. While exploring the world and diving deep into dungeons, you will encounter enemies with which you must do battle. Your adventure will be over if everybody in your battle party is KO'd. Should your journey meet an unfortunate end, you can continue from your last save point, so it is in your interest to save often. Select the data from the screen menu to save. Let us save. No, I want to go. Hey, Viral Zone. Good evening, good evening. An enemy appears. We just got hustled by a kid at a game of cards. These are gems. You'll need to spend them to use certain skills. You gain 1 gem whenever you take an action and can store up to 10 at one time. This icon indicates how much gems a skill costs. You can't use the skill if you don't have enough gems. I mean, I enjoy it. It is basically, you know, the standard energy of like a JRPG, but applied to this kind of particular kind of skeuomorphic cards. The cards are super pretty. The fact that everything is physically moving around with cards makes the game a little slower. But that's okay. That is okay. Burn. Oh, not a kill. Some of your attacks are elemental in nature. The 6 elements are fire, water, bolt, wind, light, and dark. Cards take more damage from elements they are weak to, and less damage from elements they are resistant against. Knowing your enemy's weaknesses and strengths will help you to choose which skills to wield. Knowing your enemy's weaknesses and strengths will help you choose which skills to wield to your advantage. Ooh. Boosted attack. We'll have to make sure that that dies next. We have access to 3 gems, so we're just going to use the lightning bolt and take this one out. Roll! Ooh! Get effed! Bye! Yeah, I'm really hoping the combat gets a bit more complex later on, because it's just a typical JRPG system. Yes. Yeah, very much that. I mean, you know, with the current, like, I guess, renaissance of deck-building video games and how they've explored what cards can do and how cards can interact with each other, and, you know, the 30-year history of Magic the Gathering, or like 25-year history, it's not that old. But, you know, there's a huge card design space. If they're going to specifically be using cards to theme this, I look forward to seeing how they actually use that to explore something complex. We get a new spell. Deal 10 attack plus 10 light damage. Oh, nice. We get Wind Blast. When you're low on HP, open the menu and select Own Cards to use a recovery item or take a rest. Do your cards. I'm good. Ooh, a chest. Treasure chest pack. We got an antidote. An enemy appears.
And fight.
So unenthusiastic. So this is attack plus 3 fire damage, and this is attack plus roll. They both cost 1 though. So Zephyr is just a riskier version of Flame, unless the elemental like damage matters. We're just gonna guarantee a kill. I really like the Game Parlor minigame though. Yes, I got bodied by what looks to be a 10-year-old at cards. I didn't do the version with the event cards because, you know, we're on the clock a little bit. But I look forward to giving that a whirl again maybe later. Oh no! 1 damage! Ooh, the follow-up. Smooth. You fulfilled the necessary requirements and unlocked Orc Child's enemy story. Oh. As we continue along the path.
The Fellowship moves westward, only to be unnerved by the sight of a human figure moving through the trees. The presence of large packs suggests a traveler.
Caught sight of any monsters?
I beg your pardon, but did you catch sight of a monster fleeing west? Winifred inquires. He gives her a puzzled look. There's nothing out there but the sea, he says. That and a cave full of monsters on the opposite shore. I suspect you might find your quarry there. The Fellowship exchange glances and nod as if to say, then that is where we shall go. Alas, they will need a boat to cross the sea.
Oh, it could never be easy.
Hoists his packs, suggests the Fellowship speak to the fishermen on the western shore, and takes his leave.
Going on a boat ride. Search the western shore for the fishermen who may grant you safe passage across the sea. Wow.
Let's do this.
Sorry about that. We have a slightly heavier filter than we normally would do. Our spell costs things reset at the start of combat to 2. So if it's an easy fight, then there's absolutely no reason why I should hold back. Perish. Easy. Oh. Hey. No. I want to specifically go here. Okay. You can double click to, Hey, here we go.
The Fellowship comes upon
Look at that artwork.
Close by, a fisherman of exquisite physique pulls a net out of the water, his muscles rippling.
Hey, so actually, we were streaming Hero.exe a couple days ago, and we had a little bit of a conversation about the nature of kind of like cheesecake artwork in video games, and the way that I currently feel about it is as long as the outfit design is interesting and everybody gets the cheesecake treatment, then A-okay. Because there is nothing more boring than a cast of characters where only the women are sexy and then everybody else is just whatever. Equality. I mean, you know, why limit your audience to the people that are only interested in sexy women? Especially now that Hades exists, now that we're in a post-Hades society, where pretty much every named character except Skelly and Deucer were designed to be as sexy as they could possibly get them. There's just no excuse. I can't believe they didn't integrate Fishnet on the sexy fisherman. Very good point, A. And B, hi Jonas, I hope you're having a fantastic evening.
This is no time for lustful reverie. Winifred races to his side and asks that he give the Fellowship safe passage aboard the ship.
The game knew I was spending a little too long in that cutscene, huh?
That vessel is cursed, the fisherman mutters, trembling.
What on earth happened?
Night after night, it leaves port without a soul aboard, headed I know not where. Come morning, it is once again anchored here.
Ooh.
This, to the fisherman's mind, is the result of a curse. His head drops into his hands. With but a single dispeller, I am certain I could lift it and sail away.
Well, we do have a dispeller because we earned it from the gambling parlor.
Winifred
we didn't even get the option. We did not even get the option to say no. We just hand that shit over.
Beyond the sea. The fisherman snatches up the concoction, so delighted that his pectoral muscles begin twitching. The Fellowship politely ignores this fact.
Also, I mean, no, it's not true. Because I was about to say Yoko Taro is a fan of the sexy lady specifically, and that is true. Snatches the concoction. Like Yoko Taro is a fan of the sexy ladies, but I think across at least both of the Nier games, there's a decent number of sexy dudes in there as well. Sinnoh Alice is very much focused specifically on women. They do have a couple of male player characters, but they're not given the same kind of focus, I think.
He opens the bottle and proceeds to douse the ship.
Just douse this bottle of brandy just all over it. The monsters in the cave that await you are most formidable. Speak to the fisherman when you are ready to depart. Okay, so this is saying, hey, maybe go adventuring and find some stuff. Go back to the, Oh, actually, let's look at some of the character stories, because we got some new ones. Collection characters. The loss of her family took her to the brink of ending her own life. Then she heard about an island where anyone can find happiness. He was a sickly child who spent his days gazing out the window, longing to return and play with the others. If he could just do that, taking the bitterest medicine was cake. This game looks incredibly charming. Yes, it does have a really, cozy energy. A really cozy, thick energy. Traumatized by the bullying he received as a child, he vowed he'd never let anyone get the better of him again. His pain was the springboard for the body you now see before you. Rumors abound that the sweet, innocent boy who greets patrons at the game parlor receives a small bonus from the owner whenever the house wins in a game of cards. And we also have a monster card. Oh, we have a couple monster cards. As these little fluffs mature, their fur grows until it covers their faces. As this is quite the existential threat, they entice other monsters to trim their fur so they can see. Goblins love pranks by nature and frequently leap out in front of adventurers they suspect will make good playmates. Sadly, this tends to leave them battered and bruised. Listen carefully in any woodland and you are bound to hear the methodical tip-tapping of these little fellows' wooden mallets. Monsters consider them master crafts orcs. Indeed. Ooh, an event.
A bizarre rock appeared. It seems primed to explode.
Okay. Roll the dice to see what happens after it explodes. Oh, I wish it was higher. Ow.
The bizarre rock transformed into an aqua rock. The only way out of this fight is through it.
Well, we have a lightning spell, so I have a feeling we might be able to make quick work of this.
Let's do this.
So we start with 1 gem at the start of the fight, and then we get 1 just because it's the start of the turn. Absolutely. Oh, it only has 8. It has 8 health, but 50 defense. Good God. I have the energy to spare, so we can try. With the 6. And let's try the lightning strike, and then we'll see what happens if that's any better. Ah, come on. But it's weak to lightning. Okay, thought so. Get out of here. Solid amount of gold, though. That's a lot of gold. And we get a better swing attack. Treasure chest found. Hey, we can revive a dead ally. I wonder if it's random or just never stepped on that tile. Ah, did you explore the full map, Viral Zone?
Let's not go there just yet. I haven't quite finished the story for that section, you see.
Ah, okay. I can use this to warp. So let's just walk back to town. And then we don't have to fight monsters on the roll. I mean, the Game Master, sometimes they haven't made all the bits and pieces necessary. I understand that, I've been there. You know, especially when it comes to streamed games, because we do a lot of visual assets. You can't send somebody where you know, there's no, how to put this? If you don't have an asset for it, you can't really send somebody there. You know what I mean? We're gonna get that breastplate and we're gonna put it on our big boy because we have that cash money. We don't need. Oh, I had less money than I thought I did. I might be able to buy some additional items. Now let's go and sell the equipment that I don't need. Yes, deal. 25 gold. Nothing. I think in combat we've only taken like 1 point of damage, so we're fine. We don't need to no, I know.
How may I help you? The proprietress inquires.
A bomb. And a mana rock, but it is very expensive. I will buy a bomb though. Let's buy 2 bombs. Fantastic.
Will that be all? The proprietress asks.
We have the item shop girl's character story. Fantastic. We're just gonna move back to the fisherman. The swole fisherman. A perilous dungeon lies ahead. Adventurers advised to be at least level 7. Oh, I have to grind?
Are you ready to set sail for the cave?
I have to grind?
All right then. Just let me know when you're ready.
Is that what this is? Is that what this is now? I have to grind until I'm level 7? I am level 7, okay. Good. I was about to say like, okay. Cool.
Let's do this.
Ooh. Select items with the R key. Yep, that's fine. And the N and M key to scroll through them. Not a worry. We're just gonna shave this little critter down to size. Hey, Captain Hurricane. Good evening. Good evening. The dungeon isn't very hard anyway. I think you could absolutely make it underleveled. Such is the nature. Such is the nature, I guess. Oh, with the combo hits. One damage. Perish. Oof. Oof, ouch. Yeah, this is very much near by way of Hearthstone. The kind of like cozy campfire ditty. The fiddle work is very, very Hearthstone. Which actually isn't normally what I would turn to this composer for.
Let's show off then.
You know, my history of adoring the soundtrack to the Nier games and Sinnoh Alice is very much a specific type of composition. Oh yes, this muscular fisherman is very sculpted. You saw.
Its damp, rocky expanse threatening to swallow them. Monsters could come pouring out at any moment. The fisherman has anchored the ship in the cove. Come back here when you're ready to return to the mainland, he says.
Indeed. Let us dive into this cave. This is actually Spelunky 3. I guess it would be really disruptive if the game, if the game had like a specific battle theme every time, so I can see why it's not doing that. But, when do you attack? And what are you weak to? I'm going to assume you're weak to fire. Ooh. 5 damage is a bit more. I wonder if we'll get any Yoko Taro-isms in this game. In the full game, he says... In the full game, whenever he says a game won't be like his usuals, thematically, it's always turned out to be a lie. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there will be... Because this is a game within a game and we have a game master, I'm sure the game master will turn out to be increasingly unreliable as we go. And there will be that kind of, like, beginner's guide, Stanley Parable kind of energy, is my guess. Oh yes, we can move diagonally. Oh. Chest. Ooh, a better stave. We're definitely going to go and give that to our Lady Mage. She hits considerably less hard. Equipment. And we are going to give her that. Fantastic. Yes, our mage is a little beat up, but that's okay. We're just gonna... Oh, this is 15 HP? No. We're fine. What we are gonna do is destroy this undead with light magic. Then, because we get 1 crystal back, we're gonna just Ether Tooth Flame this one. Yeah. Nice. Smooth. Combats go reasonably quickly when you can use common sense to work out what the enemies are weak to. Okay. Ooh, freeze. Inflict freeze if the roll is 5 or greater. Okay. God bless the ability to move diagonally, honestly. The door. Do I want to explore up here first? You know, since we're hovering at reasonable levels. Also, when you level up, you apparently go back to full health again, so that's nice. No, these spells so far are pretty efficient, uncomplicated. But the aesthetic is really nice. The artwork is also really nice. I'm not usually a high fantasy artwork kind of person, but dang, it's looking good. A simple key for the simple door. Good thing I explored. Ah, because we're in a cave, there is a limit to how far we can jump. I see.
The door before you is shut quite tightly. It appears to have a keyhole. The simple key may be of use here.
Of course. Of course I will insert the simple key.
Slides the simple key into the keyhole and turns it. The lock opens with a thunk.
Naturally. Let us continue. Clunk, 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 clunk. Ah, it's alright, yeah. One of my I'm not a huge Dragon Quest person necessarily, but one of my favorite things about the Dragon Quest games and those kind of like old school ones is when you go up or downstairs and you get that sound effect to suggest that you're going down for footsteps. I like that a lot.
An iron door towers before you. It has rather conspicuous handles.
Choose a card and hold the enter key to raise it up ever so slightly. If you hold it just long enough, you might be able to peek about what it contains. Hold the enter key.
Berwin pushes the massive handles against the door.
Oh, I have to select the thing first.
Berwin gives the door a roundhouse kick.
Ah, and I take damage.
As his foot connects, the door trundles to the side. So it was one of those sliding contraptions.
It's a sliding door?
Something leaps out at the Fellowship from the darkness. Winifred deftly parries the attack with her staff.
Nice.
Edwin looks fondly at Winifred, only to have his reverie interrupted by Berwin's cry of, "It's coming back."
I mean, if it's just the one skeleton, I'm going to use the Holy Blast effect of it and ruin its day. Oh, we have two. That's fine. You still burn first. Oh! Ooh! It still did pretty much nothing there. It's dead, Jim. Yeah. Let's generate one gem since we know that we're not being attacked. And then, oh, I don't have a double cost one for this? Okay, that's fine. Do a full swing and slash this thing in half. Nice. Pathetic. It's gonna take a stronger necromancer than that to scare me away.
The Fellowship approaches the chest.
Haha, it's a mimic.
A voice deep as an earthquake to echo through the cavern. "You shall not have it," a voice growls. The Fellowship warily eyes their surroundings as several somethings leap out of the shadows.
Ooh. Oh, boss music too. It's getting hype. Who gave these slimes a sword? Hoopst. Hey, with the combo. Oh, that hit a lot harder. We are going to flame. See, that could have been multi-target. Wait, criticals on attacks that would kill anyway are so disappointing. Yeah, no, I'm glad we took out the big boy first. That would have been way worse. You were likely weak to lightning. Oh! Not weak to lightning, though. Okay. We're just going to deal some damage to you. Deep freeze! Oh, we get to roll a d10. I think that's a d10. All right. Ah! Boo! Ooh, we're getting there. But I think it's over for you. Alright. Level ups, and then we go back up to full HP when we level up. Which is a very JRPG thing. I don't know how many I guess because you level up in like downtime in lots of tabletop RPGs. So being restored to full health when you heal is when you level up is very much not something that comes up in actual dice rolling. Medicine
is what appears for all the world to be an ordinary medicine bottle. At
But it's got
last,
the Queen's
the
insignia
royal
on it.
treasure is in safe hands once more, Hedwyn sighs. Winifred and Berwyn nod in agreement.
You obtained the royal treasure.
Treasure in hand, the Fellowship exit the cave, exulted.
Win, win, win. I think this might be the end of the demo.
In time,
That was nice.
the Fellowship find themselves before the Queen once more. They offer her the retrieved treasure. As reward for the arduous task of returning our prized possession, I bid you name anything you desire, she proclaims.
Oh, Viral Zone, the shopkeeper. Yeah, the shopkeeper is definitely like, beefy boy. I do like the Queen's outfit though. The way it kind of like, you know, the mysterious covering of the mouth is very, very, it has a mystique to it that you don't necessarily see in high fantasy characters designed for royalty that much.
She is positively beaming and seems prepared to shower the Fellowship with riches, whether they demand them or not. But at that moment, a massive roar, the likes of which had never been heard before, shakes the entire castle.
Ooh.
As the roar recedes, one of the royal guard, pale as a sheet, bursts into the royal hall. He struggles to gather his breath. Just now, over the castle, a dragon, he pants to Queen Nilla.
I very much enjoy Fujisaka's high fashion sensibilities with the way he blends it with fantasy is always super interesting. Yes. One of the things I think about the likes of Final Fantasy XIV that makes it not like dull for me is that the realms of the character design and outfit design is a lot more interesting than a lot of other things I see in high fantasy a lot. It still manages to technically not be like JRPG clothing sometimes, oftentimes, other times it feels a lot more kind of like contemporary. But yeah. Reminds me a lot of Kinu Nishimura's art as well. Kinu Nishimura does a lot more contemporary style clothing, a lot more modern and futuristic pieces. But the way that they do rendering and the way that they do like character proportions, I think has a kinship to it, a shared link. There's also a Twitter artist, well, a general artist that I follow on Twitter called Absalom, Abslom, who does this kind of artwork that sits as a halfway house between Kinu Nishimura and like Tetsuya Nomura. That also kind of has this sort of energy to it. It's really nice, really nice. I would love to commission him for some work someday. That'd be nice. Actually, I want to commission you for some work at some point upcoming, Viral Zone, if you have commission slots coming up. A weird way to announce that to you, but actually there's a project coming up that I think I would love your artwork for. If you're the kind of person that would like drawing tabletop RPG portraits, I have a gig for you.
So the great evil has returned.
Absolutely. And oh, hey, now we get the Monica near music vibes with the vocals.
Queen Nilla turns her gaze to the sky, dumbfounded. So the monster troubles are connected, Hedwyn says so under his breath, so the queen does not hear. A profound silence settles over the royal hall. The Fellowship stand tall, unflinching, as though they know what must be done in the face of such a crisis.
Ooh.
What
Cliffhanger ending.
Now that the dragon has returned. I'm afraid that will have to wait. We're all out of time for this portion of the adventure. Don't you worry. We'll continue the tale another time. I look forward to our next session.
Yes, as I understand, this is supposed to be like a prequel, very much so. And the idea of the Ivory Order, to be real, they sound like they're probably fascists. We're probably gonna go fight them later on because they're incredibly unjust in how they rule the land. I don't think that will be as straightforward as this prologue suggests.
I bid you good day. Farewell, friend.
Nice. Cool. For other survival good too. Yeah, I mean, the dark turn is kind of a big point of Yoko Taro's games. In both near Gestalt and near Automata, there's a certain point where you realize what you're doing and the implications of what you're doing in the grander scheme of things, and then you just kind of have to live with that. And I have a feeling that this game is also going to be like that too. There's a lot to be said about traditional Dungeons and Dragons, not tabletop RPGs as a whole, but because Dungeons and Dragons specifically was initially a war game, right? It was a miniature-based war game, and then became more of a narrative-driven thing over time. So uncritical killing of your enemies was like a pretty straightforward thing that the game would have. It was very uncritical in how you fought things, and all the like goblins and whatever you fought were clearly, you're not supposed to think of them as people. And then that can lead to a mindset where killing anything that comes in your path is what you're supposed to be doing, and is the most fun way of interacting with a tabletop RPG. It's called murder hoboing because, you know, the main, usually a party of characters in a tabletop RPG like Dungeons and Dragons are doing nothing but wandering from one location to another without an actual home, killing anything that gets in their way. And I have a feeling the game will kind of tacitly encourage this. And then as we get later into Voice of Cards, it'll be like, well, did you actually think about the implications of what you were doing? But yes, I enjoyed this. That's exactly why Tara made Drakengard 2. I have not really played any of the Drakengards, mostly because the hardware that they're on is a bit fiddly to do so, and apparently they're not fun to play. But maybe I should watch a Let's Play of those at some time, because I am a pretty big Nier fan, and I know that they're connected. But yeah, this was fun. I definitely look forward to seeing the demo in its kind of like full set. I think maybe a thing in the settings that make things operate a little faster. I realized after a while that clicking to go places. Hold on, sorry, that the chat is auto censoring you. There we go. I have my filters a little higher at the moment. You know, raid bots and all that. I apologize. Yes, I realized that I was clicking to go everywhere because that was a little faster than mashing on the WASD keys. And sometimes some of the stuff in combat, the little combat animations are sometimes just a hair slow. And then when you're doing a lot of them, you're like, oh, I wish this could go a little faster. And I really look forward to seeing the different things that the cards would do, especially since we've now introduced... we can actually, now that we're doing this, we can kind of move back to the... we can go back to this screen for now, while we do a little bit of chatting. The stream isn't over yet, by the way. We're just gonna have a little bit of a decompress on how we feel about Voice of Cards. Then we're gonna take a couple minute break so everybody can rehydrate and go stretch, and then we'll get into Inscryption. Yes. We're gonna hold on. It's closing the video game. Closing the video game. Yes. Cool. Yes. So yeah, one of the things I'm really looking forward to seeing about this game going forward is what the cards will be doing and how the cards will get more complicated and interesting. Because we have played, and we as like the general gaming community that like tabletop themed stuff, because we've played a lot of Slay the Spire, because Magic the Gathering has sat in the backs of our heads for decades, I feel / hope that the way combat works with these cards will become a lot more interesting and complex. I really liked the introduction of the dice rolls and the freeze spell. The freeze spell specifically having an additional effect if you rolled over a number, and that's pretty straightforward. But what if it is, you know, it deals additional damage based on how you roll, but if you roll under a number it doesn't affect, so you have to balance between either it does a lot of damage or you get the special effect. What if there are skills that let you fudge dice rolls and say roll with advantage, where you roll with 2 dice and take the better one? There's all sorts of ways that you can incorporate dice as a randomized element, especially since we're not just using D6, we use the D10 for that spell. The game should probably tell you that you can roll the different types of dice on the card. But those things are all really interesting, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing where that goes. Absolutely, for real, for real. Right, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna take not a 5-minute break. It's gonna say 5 minutes when I move it over, but actually, I can do it from here. Hold on. Script. We're gonna set that. The way this game looks reminds me a lot of Unlimited Saga, which is a game everyone who likes the Saga series hates because it plays literally like a tabletop RPG, to my understanding. Oh, you have to go stream! Yes. You're doing a subathon at the moment. That's right. I've never done one of those because I refuse to monetize my channel, so you can't actually subscribe to this channel at all. But yes, have a good evening, Captain Hurricane. Have a good stream. When I'm done, I'm sure we'll be raiding you after we've done. But yes, we are going to go for a 2-minute break. Get everybody to go hydrate, and I'll see you all on the other side. Catch you later. Whoops, that break was a little faster than I was expecting. Hi, hello. I returned from the ether. Hope everybody's good. I need to change our stream info now. Briefly, we need to go and set ourselves to the game that is Inscryption. And done. Sick. Okay. I hope everybody's had a good break, a good stretch. Let's go boot the next game. To give a little bit of preamble for this game as well, I actually know less about this game than the Voice of Cards. I mean, is that really true? We didn't really know too much about Voice of Cards aside from the fact that Yoko Taro, made it, right? What I do know about Inscryption is that the developers of it previously made Pony Island, which is a very retro-inspired kind of arcade game that, as you play, moves into something different, unexpected, and I think slightly horror unsettling. It kind of came out around the same time as Frog Fractions and channeled that kind of energy in its design. And as I understand, this game has that kind of energy that goes with it. It is ostensibly a card game against a game master dealer in a kind of way similar to Hand of Fate. And then it turns also into an escape room game, I think. And then also has maybe a psychological horror element that builds on top from what I've seen of trailers and things like that. Which is really interesting. I have not played any games by this developer before. I really like psychological thrillers when it comes to movies and visual novels, but we'll see if this game is too spoopy. I don't think it will be. I think it will be a reasonable amount of spoopy that I can handle. But I'm interested to see what it do. Alright, let's make sure that game loads properly, and then we'll move over to the other window. Actually, let's move over now. Whoa! And then we need to go and do this. Whoa! Yeah, there we go. All right, Daniel Mullins Games. There we go.
Okay, time to figure out what's on this thing.
So yes, like Pony Island, and I guess Super Hot, and kind of World of Horror as well. Yeah, this has a very... let's just make sure that the audio is where it needs to be. We might turn that down 2 notches, just in case it is drowning out my voice, but I think that level there is fine. We should be okay. Game. Oh. I can't pick a new game. I can continue, however. Oh, I also need to change this too. That's not true anymore. We're not playing Voice of Cards. There we go. Apologies. Ooh. Some eyes open in the gloom. Another challenger. It has been ages. Perhaps you've forgotten how this game is played. Allow me to remind you. Play the squirrel card. Now play your stoat. Stoats cost 1 blood. Sacrifices must be made. An honorable death. Play the stoat. Wolves require 2 sacrifices. You don't have enough. Ring the bell to end your turn and commence combat. Your stoat stands unopposed. On the bottom left is its attack power, 1. Your stoat dealt me 1 damage. I added it to the scale. You win if you tip my side all the way down. Oh god, that's a hand. Like this. My turn. Your stoat stands in the way of my coyote. My coyote dealt 2 damage to your stoat. That means your stoat's health is 2 less. If a creature's health reaches 0, it dies. It's your turn again. You may draw from your deck, or you may draw a squirrel. How dull. Well, I'm going to very specifically do that, and then sacrifice my stoat and my squirrel. Fear not, the beast is sacrificed but not removed from your deck. Its suffering was real, but you will see it again. Can I enter the attack phase? You are lacking sacrifices for that creature. Yeah, the visuals where it's kind of like pixel art, but also very much rendered in. Oh, do I have summoning sickness? Or do I ring the bell to kind of then do my attack step? Sure. Because you were learning, I will pass. Again, the choice. A random card from your deck, or the certainty of a squirrel. Well, we already have card advantage now. The River Snapper. Can I... and then if I press down again, so it has... it does low attack, but really high health. I see. Three damage dealt. 3 weights on the scale. Pass. You've won this match. They won't all be so easy. Let me recall your story. Oh yes. You were lost, deep in the forest. A single path revealed itself. 2 denizens of the forest approached you tentatively. The undying cat. Sacrificing the poor beast does not kill it. The caustic adder. Damage from its poison bite is always lethal. I mean, we're gonna take the one that gives us infinite mana, essentially, right? Only one may grace your poultry deck. Another creature joins your caravan. Some of the creatures of the forest seemed willing to follow you. You came across an abandoned sack. You found a squirrel in the bottle. brake in case of emergency. And have a second. Another useful implement. I'll allow you to tip the scales with it. That is covered in blood, friend. Yeah, that has blood on the tips of those pliers. And considering the scales on the weights on the scales appear to be teeth. Three is as much as you can carry. You were ambushed while crossing some rough terrain. You sacrificed me while I was sleeping. It was the right play, I get it, maybe. You'll help me? Take your turn. Play along for now. You may now see my moves ahead of time. There'll be a wolf cub put in that slot, and there is a boulder that is in the way, so the wolf will be attacking that for a while. Let's go play. You are lacking sacrifices for the cat, but you do have a squirrel. I see. We're gonna play a squirrel here because it cannot be damaged, and then we're gonna hit the bell. You know you can play one more card per turn. More than one card per turn, right? Ah, I didn't know that. Okay. Mind the ambitious wolf cub. It ages swiftly. So I can sacrifice the squirrel, place a cat. Then I can sacrifice the cat to play a stoat. Ah, but it doesn't move from the slot it's in. I see. That's a terrible misplay on my part then. That's fine. Here we go. Need I remind you, your items may help. We don't need to use those right yet. We're fine. The airborne bat flies over creatures to attack directly. Ha! My bat flew right over your cat. Can I move cards? We're going to place a squirrel there. And then we're going to play the wolf. We're going to sacrifice the cat and the squirrel. Play the wolf. And then we're going to go and attack. We are going to draw squirrel. I'm going to play that. We are going to play the river snapper, sacrificing the cat and the squirrel. I'm going to put the river snapper in to go against the wolf, because the wolf will be slow. Attack. By attacking, I put the weights on my side. There we go. Oh, do I lose? Another wolf. Okay. We can play the wolf to sacrifice the cat and the river snapper, put the wolf in, and now we have our strongest attack lineup. Yeah, even if the bat attacks me for 2 in the air, I'm not going to be losing anytime soon. And now we just win. You prevailed and tracked onwards past the now bloody terrain. Yeah, I made some misplays there, but now I understand. Now I understand how the cat works. The young wolf cub. It grows into a wolf after a single turn. The meek sparrow. An inexpensive if feeble flying creature. I'll take Sparrow. You stumbled into some strange stones in the mist. You were compelled to choose a worthy sacrifice, one that will be lost forever. That's my mana engine, so I'm not going to lose the cat. Rip Sparrow. You looked upon your menagerie and selected a healthy host. You being able to do more damage is actually really reasonable, so sure, let's do that. What's another? And it now flies! Yo, that's amazing! Ah, I see. A ghastly spectacle. But the soul of the sparrow now lives in the stone. Oh. Behold my totem. It inscribes my canine cards with the airborne sigil. Oh, so you're cheating now? He's completely insane. You see that, right? No care for the rules. Pathetic, really. Enough. And he keeps me around to watch me suffer. So this coyote now flies, but I can make a flying summon myself. So we're going to summon one squirrel in a lane that doesn't matter. We're going to sacrifice that squirrel to make a cat in a lane that's not got an enemy on it. And then we're going to summon the stoat by sacrificing the cat to go and put this here back on the board. Maybe not the ideal location for that, but have you forgotten the items I gave you? I haven't, they're just not useful. My totem has granted the coyote the power of flight. Oh, we just attack past each other, I see. We are going to take a card. Under current circumstances, because we still want to keep action economy, I will take a squirrel. Place that here. Oh. Summon the wolf. Sacrifice the cat and the squirrel for it. And hit the attack step. Ciao. We want to take another squirrel. Place the squirrel for free. Use the river snapper to destroy both of these. To place the river snapper down. Hit attack step. You're 4 damage away from winning. And now the river snapper doesn't do that much damage, so we're going to sacrifice the river snapper and the cat for the wolf, and then attack for 6. Well, there's 7 damage and clean up, I think. Oh, not the end of turn. Oh, they are at the end of turn. Okay, fantastic. Impressive. You may yet survive this ordeal. I have played card games before, friend. Knock on wood. Oh, I have 3 cards to pick from. The Proud Wolf, a vicious contender. Oh, these mushrooms. I think I'm gonna go get my sparrow back. Let's try the campfire. You came across a small group of survivors. faces shrunken from starvation, they huddled around a campfire. They looked upon your group of creatures and beckoned. Come, warm one of your creatures by the fire, one said. Warm it by the fire. That will enhance its power, said another. You notice one of the survivors wiping drool from their mouth. Of the options in my hand, like, wolves are really good. Wolves are really, really good, and I don't think I want to sacrifice one of my wolves. The River Snapper has high health, but the 1 damage. It seems that this game this particular rule set kind of requires me to be quite aggressive. So I will, for the sake of experimentation, put the River Snapper out. If they're not lying, and my River Snapper then starts doing 2 damage, that's a win. And if they eat the River Snapper, then I'm not losing my bad cards. Yeah, it's stronger. The fire warmed the poor River Snapper, enhancing its power. One of the survivors reached toward it. Another gnashed their teeth. Without a word, you pulled the River Snapper away from the fire and left. Battle! Oh, we have blockers on our side of the field. Ah, and they block flying enemies, I see. They're summoning a sparrow and a grizzly. Oh, big foe. Which is what the River Snapper will probably be good for. Do I want to try and put things and get myself a turn early? Let's do so. Place down the scroll for free. Sacrificing these 2 for the River Snapper. And then my turn and deal 2 damage off the bat and start climbing ahead. Because, yeah. I should probably find a way to give the cat some damage, huh? I can't summon any more creatures because these are blocking the field, so... This is turning into a bit of a difficult battle. There's 4 HP left, let's see. We're going to put that there. Then we're going to sacrifice both of these for the wolf to do 3 damage. Ow. Oh, I just lose. Man, you've lost. Using this as a learning opportunity may be the only way to mitigate my disappointment. Get up. Get up from the table. Fetch me for the candlestick from atop the barrel beside the door. Oh god. Very creepy. Bring it here. Now sit back down. Let me explain something to you. Oh? That was one of the 2 mistakes you can make here. If you make another, I must sacrifice you. Now, where were we? Huh. monstrous grizzly. Its form speaks enough of its efficacy. The watchful bullfrog leaps in the way of attacking flyers. It's like there's a marker because we have one already. Let's make a grizzly. A group of starving survivors stood around a dying campfire. There is room for a creature around the fire, one said. The warmth will enhance its health, said another. One of the survivors said nothing at all, but could not stop licking their lips. No way. Could I make River Snapper like even chuffier? Let's make Sparrow chuffier. The health of the sparrow was enhanced by the warmth. As one of the survivors began pulling a knife from their pocket, he withdrew. The trees seemed to close in as a chill mist descended. In the distance you could hear the clinking of metal on stone. A hobbled figure stood in your path. 'Twas the prospector. Pack mule and a coyote. 2 damage. We are going to... Oh, and Knit does no damage. Amazing. So we're gonna take the cat, just do that, put the cat there. And then we can already summon the sparrow with the cat. Yeah! Alright, let's go. Oh. Let's draw a squirrel. Play that squirrel. Get the wolf and sacrifice. And then move to attack step. Oh, the mule can move around, huh? Ah, yes, I have nothing in my hand. Yeah, let's... I'm fine with my current hand. To which I pull the squirrel. Play the squirrel in there. We use the river snapper, sacrificing the cat and the squirrel. Put this down, and then the attack step to 2 damage to that, removing it from battle. Yeah, there we go. We are going to draw a card. He's doing the prospector again. Easy, boss. The mill's key. This spot? You sure? Yeah. I win. Oh, here's 2 lives. I hope you didn't think it would be that easy. There's gold in them cards. Oh. Gold! I've struck gold. The heck does that do? I guess that just means I can't place any cards this turn. And it got rid of my... Oh, gosh! I didn't notice that I was being raided. I was so focused on getting my ass kicked. Good evening, Athena Luna and Mix Harry-Ann. How you doing? How you doing? Sorry about that. Oh, thank you very much. You've not seen my VTuber avatar before? I've been streaming this way for a while now. I'm gonna end that turn. Get him. We're gonna draw a card. Unideal. We're gonna take 6 on the... Alright, I'm gonna end my turn. Ow. Well, does that mean I immediately lose? Shit. More gold for me. Well, okay. Alright. Huh? Well, I'm awake again. You aren't dead yet. This isn't purgatory. Although you may think of it that way. Before you expire, I must ask you a favor. I would like a memento. A tooth, I'm guessing. Your very own death card. It's quite plain at the moment, isn't it? We will work together to amend that. I want this to be the perfect memento of you. Here are some cards from your mediocre deck. We can put them to good use. Please, choose a card to draw the cost from. A cost of 2 blood from the wolf. Another. This time you will use its power and health, the numbers. I mean, I'm just gonna make another wolf. Wolves are good. Wolves are very useful. Purgatory would probably be preferable to this. Yeah. 3 power and 2 health from the wolf. Now choose a card from which we'll extract the sigils. I mean, if I have a 3 damage card that can't die if I keep sacrificing it, that's really good. A sigil of many lives from the cat. I never did ask your name. What name are we giving them? What name are we giving them before we perish horribly? The important, all-important question. Yu-Gi-Oh! Got it. There is now but one final matter. The portrait. Are you ready? You do not need to smile. So this is kind of a roguelike, huh? Here we go again. Another challenger. Perhaps it is time. Perhaps you can understand bones. The resourceful opossum costs 2 bones. Sure. You gain a bone when one of your creatures perishes, for any reason. Now it's the stoat again. What we got? Rattler. 3 damage, 1 health. Okay. We're gonna play the squirrel here. And then we're gonna summon the stoat using it. From the death of your creature, you gained a bone. You will not lose this until it is spent, or the battle ends. And with that... No, actually, we're gonna pop a squirrel on the bottom, place it here, then end my turn. Because then that'll do 3 damage to the squirrel and not to me. Squirrel dies. I draw a card. I can use my 2 bones to draw an opossum, which is 1 attack, 1 damage. Attack step. No, it's attack step. Another rattler. That's fine. We're gonna draw a card from our deck. Bullfrog. This is a worse deck than before, a little bit. I'm gonna play the wolf. Nice. How brutal of you. You dealt more damage than you needed to win. However, in my game, such feats are rewarded. To be precise, a tooth to keep for each extra damage dealt. The trapper may be interested in your spoils. Is this game VR? There's something odd about the shaky cam. No, it's not VR. The screen shake is just to make it more unsettling. Oh. I forgot your figurine. Get up and fetch it for me. It's beside safe. And so I can pick what my figurine is. Also, that's moving? Oh, I have to pick this one. Okay. No, this isn't going to be a thing. Oh, so it's also an escape game. Yeah. I can't remove the knife from the squirrel yet. So creepy. Oh, or a claw of some kind? A squirrel and a wolf. And a framed painting. Let us continue. Yes, it's an escape room and also a roguelike card battler. The meager coyote, but what did you expect for only 4 bones? The nefarious rattler, a brittle creature once it's past its monstrous fangs. The unkillable cockroach returns to your hand after dying. Let's go for cockroach. You know, you're free to get up again. To keep your blood flowing. Some bone tokens for a rainy night. Or choose one. If you deem it necessary, you may cut up one of my cards with these. If it's bleeding yields you 3 blood if you can ignore the bleeding. Feeling overburdened? Enough with the 3. We're feeling overburdened enough with the full 3 items you carried on. So what if it's all genres except first-person shooter? Genius, I know. I'm no tyrant. You may stand up whenever the map is unrolled. It allows me to plan your next encounter, but do keep your hands off my possessions. So, can I pick this up? You can't use that right now. Ah, damn it. Okay, fine. Because I was like, hey, over here, there's a string that needs to be cut. What if I could pick up the scissors? What if I could pick up the scissors and cut that for free? And it's kind of like, hey, do you use your tools to try and solve puzzles at hand? But apparently not. Anyway. There's a way out for both of us. It's somewhere in this foul cabin. Be silent or I'll tear you to shreds. Flying enemies. This blocks the flying attack at the very least. for 1 blood. Yeah, the previous lives are now cards you can play. Or rather, the stoat seems to be a living entity separate to whatever's going on in my life right now. Wonder what animal Yu-Gi-Oh might be. Yeah, who knows? We are going to... for a squirrel. I'll play a squirrel to get the stoat out. Okay. We are now going to draw a card and hope we get something good. The opossum. Sure, I can afford that. How much? We only have 1. Let's draw a card. Wolf tier. And you look at you impatient and tapping your fingers. Fuck off. Bye. Sorry about that. I'll now have 4, so I can summon the cockroach. Excellent. Oh, you didn't play any new cards. Fantastic. Let's move on. Yeah, we'll run into the Yu-Gi-Oh eventually. Ah, the elusive otter. It submerges itself during my turn. Ha ha ha! Yes. We appear, we manifest. This is the sacrifice. We already have a full hand of items, so let's go to the sacrifice. An effect we don't need. I don't like the 4 bone cost for cockroach. Undying, going back to my hand for 1 blood. The scale tipping life total is pretty cool. It sounds like damage doesn't allow as long as you hurt them more. Yes, it's basically a damage race. Yeah, alright. This definitely encourages me to be very aggressive. I guess the implication that each run is a different person that's going to be sacrificed. Yes, indeed. Alright, so we can see who's coming up next. The Alpha. Oh, the Alpha can attack to enemies next to either side of it too, and the Sparrow flies. Only has 2 health though. Oh, piss off with your hand. I can't summon any enemies this turn. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place that there. Oh, it makes the enemies next to it stronger. I see. Oh god. We are gonna pull another scroll. Yeah, this is a... Oh god, this is a very I'm gonna just lose immediately. Shit. Ugh. I should have cut up one of the person's cards, honestly. That's my bad. We're gonna add another card to our deck. The industrious beaver. When played, it constructs dams adjacent to it. The venerable alpha. Its courage emboldens the creatures that stand beside it. Well, clearly the alpha is the fact that the game master can play cards essentially for free, while I have to kind of work up the process of actually getting the energy to play them, really sucks. That's really unfair. Through the 10 hungry eyes around it dampened the greeting. A warm the creature by the fire enhance its power, so... Yeah, you don't want to be stronger, I know. Bullfrog seems like a good call. The survivors were right about the flames. They had enhanced the creature's power. Spotting a few survivors drooling, you made a hasty retreat with your bullfrog. And we have an elite fight over here, clearly. Cool, they all have flying defense. That's less obnoxious than them all having flying, honestly. How much health does Bullfrog have? 2. And that does 1 damage. Okay, fantastic. We can work pretty quickly when we understand what the system is doing. Let's... we are going to pull a squirrel. We're going to break the piggy bank for 5 tokens, play the alpha here, play the squirrel here, which now does 1 damage because it's boosted by alpha, and then we attack for a ton of damage. Did I neglect to mention overkill damage? I wonder if there are a point where the survivors just eat your card. Yeah, I'm waiting for that. I am waiting for that. There seems to definitely be a risk-reward question of which card would it be beneficial to power up, but will not screw you over if you lose. Excess damage is not wasted. It carries over to the card behind the mangled corpse of the victim. Lucky for you. Well, it looks like we've won this endeavor, friend. Let's go. Bam. Ooh, a lot of bonus tokens. You must make a different kind of choice now. Choose not a specific beast, but decide the cost that you wish to pay. Let's... I guess this means I have to... I don't understand what this cost means, because we don't have resources outside of combat, right? I, as a player, don't have health. I have opportunities to die or not. Maybe it gives you a card with the cost. Ah, well that'd be alright. We want more 1 blood cards then. Fair enough. The fervid mantis. Its prying claws strike to both the left and right. Perfect. A random card with a cost of 1. What were you expecting? Yeah. Another sacrificial altar. Let's see. I don't like that cost of 5 to summon alphas. I would rather make one of my wolves mad powerful instead. Yeah, the bone system, I think, needs to have a more reliable engine of making enemies. So... I think it'll be a lot I had to use an item to cheat out the alpha before, and this means I don't have to cheat out the enemy anymore. The incessant clank, clank, clanking reverberating between your ears. The path ahead was blocked by a grotesque figure. was the prospector. Right, now I know I need to kill Pack Mule. The cockroaches are probably a good way of generating bonuses. They constantly revive. Very true. We want... We're gonna do this, and then pop it for the bullfrog, and just start by dealing 2 damage just out of the gate. Yeah. So he's there. Okay. I need to pull a squirrel. Yes. So we're gonna take the squirrel, we're gonna place that there. We're gonna use the wolf to sacrifice the squirrel and the wolf. Ah, fuck. Can I cancel? I can't cancel. Okay, good. What if I just cut this card in half? You can't cut that, it's too thick. Ah, it's immune to being cut. I see. That removes the tooth from their thing. No, this is fine. This is fine. The damage output, I think, is better. Get that. We put the opossum down. That now does 2 damage. And then we can do 3 damage at the gate. I kind of have to draw a card here. Only requires 1 blood and attacks to left and right. That's great. We're going to do that to place the mantis down to do 2 damage to both that and that. Ah, Pac-Mill survived though. Okay, okay. Oh, that dies immediately. Yeah. We're going to draw 1 card. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! We're just going to attack this turn. I'm going to draw a squirrel. To place here, I think. And then just attack this turn. Attacking twice is very good. Attacking twice is very, very good. There's gold in them there cards. Ah, yes, I forgot about this, and then I lose squirrel. Okay. I draw a squirrel. I can't really do anything super useful this turn. I have to wait for the enemy to kind of attack stuff, so... Great. I got a lot of bones out of that, though. Prospector boss again. I'm gonna take the scissors and cut you in half. Get out of here. You... Stoked. Total misplay. Not really. I get a bunch of cards. Dang nabbit, my mule! Oh! Oof, the alpha. Now we have so many bones. That's actually really good. Okay. I can play 2 squirrels and immediately sacrifice them both for the good boy Yu-Gi-Oh! What a name. Summon one of these. Place the squirrel down. I think we have this, lads. Misread gold hugger. Doesn't dig, just likes rocks. There we go. Bam, 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 bam. A second life extinguished, friend. Memory card is full. What is this strange feeling? The door's knocking?
Hey there, card gamers.
Oh yes, this is a demo. Yeah. We're doing the demo double dealing today. So this is the second demo we've played of today. The Suda 51 vibes are real, yeah. The flickering is not perfect. I wish that trailer flickered less. I apologize for the amount of flickering in that trailer. But yeah.
Wow, great video.
Oh, it just closed. The entire thing just closed. The entire software just closed on me. Okay. Oh, wow. Goodness. But that was really good. I enjoyed that. That was frustrating that the GM that you're against uses the same cards as you, but just cheats. What a bastard. Hold on. Let's move back here. Yeah. No, that was fun. I enjoyed that. Both of those games, yeah, that got me wanting to buy them out. I mean, that's what we're here for. I love the opportunity to show games that are kind of out of left field, that aren't what you would normally necessarily consider to play, that have those aspects of stuff like tabletop games that I really enjoy, and sharing them all with you. And I'm glad that y'all enjoyed that as well. That was great. Yes, both of those games are available on Steam for pre-purchase right now. Voice of Cards is also available on PS4 and Switch. But yeah, you can pre-purchase actually both of those. I don't think you get any bonuses for pre-purchasing Inscryption, but I know that I'm definitely going to go and snatch that up because that seemed like a real cool-ass game. Yeah, fun times. Right, since we're done with our demos for today, I should probably pass on to some of our illustrious fans and guests. One of my fellow delightful VTubers, Captain Hurricane, is currently in the middle of doing a subathon. They reached affiliates a little while ago, and they're trying to, forge a grander community because they're very, very new to the game, actually, in terms of streaming in general. They've been doing amazing. So I'm going to pass you over to them. Captain Hurricane, there we go. Yes, they're doing an art stream right now. Let's start that raid. There we go, that's passing over. Fantastic. I have been your androgynous android game show host from the future, Costa. This has been the New Uncaster Twitch channel, and we'll see you all next time. Goodbye.